Chapter 4 At First Sight. Well, I think that went rather well, don't you? Starlight asked her niece on the carriage ride home. I say Lord Fancy Pets is greatly interested in you. Flossie stroked her bunny as she reflected on the evening. She was glad her aunt had followed her to bring Angel for comfort, as long as he stayed in the carriage. He's nice, I suppose, she replied softly, and he was quite the gentlecoat, but... Starlight raised an eyebrow. But? Flossie bit her lip. Well, we don't really have all that much in common. I mean, we barely talked. That's not important in marriage, her aunt huffed away from her hoof. You'll be too busy bringing up the children to talk. Flossie didn't like what her aunt was implying with this. She didn't notice Lord Fancy Pants seeing glance at her all evening. It was kind of not about her, but their conversations never went anywhere. In fact, her aunt had hardly let her get a word in, and she would occasionally make adjustments to her hair and posture and harshly whisper for her to smile. Was that what courtship was all about? Sitting there and looking pretty? Did Stein's one care about looks, wealth, and social status? From what her aunt was telling her, Flossie was starting to believe this. While she did sometimes think about having children, she's always thought the husband she'd have them with would be... She wasn't quite sure. Kind? Caring? She at least wanted some point she could talk to. Angel was a good listener, and even though she could understand him enough, he could never really talk back. She wanted some point to confide in, some point who would comfort her in her troubles. She didn't just want... She wanted a friend. A long howl interrupted her thoughts. Angel's ears perked up in alarm. Even Starlight jumped to the sound. They all looked out at the dark, froggy forest. Oh, sorry, I uttered with a shiver. This forest always gives me the shivers. For once, she and Flossie agreed on something. Starlight leaned out the window and called to his Stein's playing carriage. Pick up the pace! I don't want to get eaten by wolves. Yes, Domnia, exclaimed Double Diamond, and the unicorn named Party Favorite as they trotted fast. There was another howl in the distance, which made Angel quiver in Flossie's lap. Calm down, Angel, she said shakily. It's just a wolf. He's too far away. She guessed another howl, and before she knew it, the rebel was jumping out the carriage window. Angel! Flossie cried as she swung the door open. Flossie, what are you... But Starlight wasn't quick enough to stop Flossie from popping out the carriage and race after her bunny. Flossie, you silly filly! She addressed the silence. Stop the carriage! One of you, go after her! By the time Party Favorite had unhinged himself, Flossie was already deep within the fog. Not caring what was lurking within her, she was determined to get her bunny back. Somewhere in the fog wanted a lone brown coat. Goat. He didn't look unusual at a glance, until one saw his yellow and red eyes. The goat then transferred into Count Discord. Rats, has it been an hour already? He grumbled in annoyance. What, all done I was hibernating early this year? He was hoping taking the form of a goat would lure out some predators, but they didn't seem particularly active tonight. Except for the wolves. He couldn't harm them, for they always traveled in packs. He considered infiltrating a farm again to steal a goat or sheep. He rarely did this, as missing livestock often aroused suspicion. Still, he couldn't return home empty-pawed. Then he heard a twig snap, and he turned to see a white rabbit hopping out of the fog. He squeaked when he saw Discord and stood in the other direction. Oh, no you don't! With a single swipe of his paw, he grabbed the bunny by the ears and lifted him to his eye level. Well, you're not much of a meal, Discord smirked, but you'll do for now. The rat was putting up a fight, pushing the air with his paws and kicking his feet, squeaking insults at the draconic voice. Disco shook his head and laughed. You're a feisty one, he said, lifting the bunny's chin with his talons so he could make eye contact. Why don't you relax a little? His voice became smooth and hypnotic as his eyes transformed into spirals. The raven watched him intensely. That's it. Disco whispered as the bunny's eyes changed matches. Relax. This won't hurt a bit. He opened his mouth to show his fangs. The fog was so thick that Flossie lost sight of her bunny. Angel! She called repeatedly. Angel, where are you? Come back! Angel! She felt like she was running in circles, for everything looked the same. Finally, she stopped and cried, thinking she had lost her precious bunny forever. Then she heard a low voice in the distance. Thinking whoever it was might have seen Angel, she followed it. Her blood grew cold as she came across a tall, dark figure, holding something over his fanged mouth. She gasped when she realized he was Angel. His body limp and his eyes swirling in infinity. Angel! Without thinking, Flashlight raced towards the screen and shouted, "Let go of my bunny!" Discord turned in surprise. Before he could see what was coming towards him, he was current around his side and tackled to the ground. The rabbit fell out of his grasp and snapped out of his trance. Angel ran away instinctively. Discord snorted in anger and pushed himself up. Flashlight scrambled off him before she could fall off. He turned and glared at her with glowing yellow and red eyes, stealing the mare's breath away. "You should have done that, dumb Yasora," he cried dangerously. The fog had cleared a bit and she could see him bend in the faint moonlight. Her mouth dropped agape as she took in every detail of his mismatched body. What sort of creature was this? Discord was furious. Not only had his mare made him lose his meal, but she had attacked him. He, who had wrestled the mighty superiors, had just been overpowered by a meek, mortal mare. Flasha didn't feel so brave anymore. Now the friendly creature was crawling towards her. "That rabbit's got to be by dinner," Discord barked as she backed away from him. "Now that he's gone, I'll need something else to satisfy my thirst." By now, Flashlight backed into a tree. She was sure he was going to pounce on her, but instead he put his claw to his chin and thought. "Now, let's see," he said as he glanced at his surroundings. "Why, the only tasty morsel around here seems to be..." He looked back at her hungrily. "You!" He grabbed her forelegs before she could step away. He pressed her back against the tray and rose to his full height. Flashlight wanted to scream, but she was trembling so much she couldn't find her voice. "There are two ways this can go down, Dona Sora," Disco said with a wicked smile. "I could drain all the blood from you and leave you for dead, or I can drink some of your blood, which won't kill you, but my phantoms will stoop in your veins." Her breath quickened as he ran his claw along her chin and whispered, "You will become like me and live forever." Flashlight now understood what this creature was. She had heard the servants talk about vampires all the time, but she'd always thought they were a myth. Yet here was one, standing before her, contemplating whether to kill her or change her. She didn't know which fate was worse. "What will it be, Domini Sora?" His grin widened as he showed his teeth, his large fangs glinting in the moonlight. Flashlight closed her eyes and whimpered, prepared for whatever the vampire had in store for her. Disco took her silence and accepted his death inside. "Pity." He opened his mouth and aimed for her throat. Flashlight's eyes were tiny as she found draw closer. Then something made him stop. The clouds that covered the moon had moved on. A lantern shined down on the mare's shivering grasp, giving him the chance to look at her properly. Her long hair was the color of pink roses, fell down neatly over her shoulders. Her coat was yellow like buttercream, giving her face a delicate look. His grip on her loosened as he looked down her dress, which was a simple green gown, yet it suited her soft complexion well. He couldn't say the name about the extravagant emerald necklace on her neck, as it distracted from the natural beauty of her face, to which his attention slowly returned. Confused as to why he had stopped, Flashlight opened her eyes to find him staring intently at her, his red pupils dilated. One thing had disappeared entirely, while the other had only shrunk to a less intimidating size. Her tear eyes shone in darkness like sparkling jades. They beheld such innocence, such brilliance, that the tales were soon turned as Disco was the one put in trance. In all the years he had lived, of all the males he had bitten, he had never seen such beauty. He didn't know why, but everything about her had him mesmerized. Her gentle face, her smooth mane, her dazzling eyes. He couldn't help but brush his claw against her cheek and take a few strands of hair between his talons. It was like touching the softness of silk. "Beautiful," he whispered. Flashlight stiffened his voice, as it was full of wonderment like his gaze. Her terrified mind was telling her to try and escape while he was distracted, but the eyes staring into her soul and the rapid beating of her heart had her rooted to the spot. A glorious scent filled Discord's nostrils. It wasn't blood, but something richer and sweeter. It was like jasmine, petunias, roses, every flower he could think of, often emitting from the plexus. He was no longer thirsty. All he could think about was the beautiful mare before him, and he decided to hold her to his chest, lift her face up to his, lean forward, and an electric shock from the mare's skin made her jump back in surprise. He released her, causing her to drop to the ground. He stared down at his clown in revelation, then looked back at her. She was gazing with equal amazement. That shock had been the final sign. If he hadn't known already, he knew now. The mare he'd been hoping for, the mare he'd been waiting 1,000 years for, was staying before him now. "It's you," he whispered in disbelief. "What?" Flashlight stammered. Before he could answer, a voice caught out of the fog. "Domini Sora!" They both turned directly at the voice. Disco looked back at her in panic. What should he do? He couldn't let her go now that he finally found her, but he couldn't touch her either. He couldn't have her going off and telling police about him, but he couldn't erase her memory. He wanted to explain why he was hesitant to kill her, but she was as confused enough as it is. Domisora, are you here? Disco had no choice. He leaned forward toward the man and whispered, If you tell anyone about tonight, I will find you. And he would. Well, wait. Fletcher said as he turned away, his cape sweeping after him. Who are... She stopped as Vampire took him and changed a dark blue bat before her eyes. She watched him in bewilderment as he disappeared in the fog. Domisora! By favor shouted as he emerged from darkness. Oh, thank goodness. Are you right, Domisora? Fletcher was breathing heavily. Her eyes still focused on what the vampire had finished. Domisora? Enoch repeated. What happened? Are you hurt? It wasn't until Angel hopped into her lap that she snapped out of her trance. Fine, she heaved. I fell. Trying to favor some relief. Oh, good. Not because you fell, but you weren't hurt and... Oh, we better get back to the carriage. Your aunt's gonna have a fit. Fletcher didn't care about her aunt at the moment. She was going through a whirlwind of emotions, but she was mostly overwhelmed with what had just happened. The creature was about to suck her blood, but then had stopped for some reason. Why? He had her cornered. His fangs had been inches away from her throat. He could have killed her easily. Why had he let her go? Disco was panting heavily as he slammed the large double doors behind him and fell back against them. Hey, what gives? Rainbow Dash called as she, the other mares, and Spike King rushed down the hall. Where's the grub? I thought you said you were hunting, Rudy exclaimed. I'm thirsty, Pinky whined. Did our early conversation lead you nowhere? Accusingly. Am I gonna have to get blood again? Spike asked nervously. No way, Edric declared, throwing her hoof in front of him. Master, he needs a few more days to heal before he can... Discord didn't hear a word they said. He only stared into space to reflect on the recent events. Hey, are you listening? Ring was showing his face. Master? Rudy said, cocking her head in confusion. Hello? Pinky chimed, drawing up and away from her hoof. Her hoof in front of his eyes. Master, anybody home? And she just knocked Rarity down. And again. Sit there, Rarity. What's the matter with him? Rainbow whispered to the others. Maybe he's sick? Don't be ridiculous, Pinky, Twilight snorted. Vampires don't get sick. Unless they're exposed to garlic for too long. Pinky has her. Did you question the evil garlic tree? Dina let her nigger pour a hose to her head. Garlic doesn't grow in trees. Master, what happened out there? Applejack demanded softly. Master? I've seen her. Disco sent a voice barely above a whisper. Huh? Everyone said in confusion. His lips curled to a smile as he sighed and clutched his throat. Chest. I've seen her face of beauty. The what now? Hamlet asked. Hold up! Rudy exclaimed as she stepped forth. She squinted at the Draconis and gasped. Oh my gosh! You've met somebody, haven't you? Disco nodded as he sank to the ground in bliss. She was the most beautiful creature I've ever laid eyes on. She looked so gentle and so delicate. She was like, he sighed as he closed his eyes. Like an angel. What? Rainbow said, scrunching her nose. Angel? What are you talking about? Rarity rolled her eyes. Oh, honestly, Rainbow Dash. Isn't it obvious? She squinted like, he's falling in love. Oh, what? Disco said, snapping back to reality. Love? I don't know about that. I mean, I was there for a minute. He sighed again. Oh, it felt like an eternity. Well, you're smitten at least. Oh, how cute! Piggy squeaked, bringing her face closer to Master's. Tell us all about it. Yes, details, please. Brady begged eagerly. Disco stood as he began telling his tale. I was having no luck finding food until I stumbled upon a rabbit. Rabbit! Rainbow exclaimed in anger. You're gonna bring us back a rabbit? Shush! Rarity hushed her. Go on, Master. Well, Discord continued, I was about to feed on it, but now no more this beautiful peasant man Calvin Fogg and tackled me. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Raymond tried again, holding him hoof. You were tackled by a mare? A mortal mare? I know, right? He sighed dreamily. She was so bold. Anyway, I lost the rabbit, so I was about to feed on her instead, but then I got a better look at her and he paused as a lovely image of the mare came to mind. What color was her mane? Ray demanded. Pink, Disco replied automatically. It was soft as silk. Her coat? Yellow. No, what of a better color? Oh, it was so smooth. Her eyes? They were like jades. Oh, and how they twinkled in the moonlight. What's her name? Pinkie please, saying it on the tips of her hooves. Disco opened his mouth and then froze. He smacked himself on the forehead. Darn it! He took a deep breath and required his dreamy expression. Her name is Aphrodite, Venus. No! Persephone! She smelled like springtime. Springtime? Twice as she rubbed her chin in thought. Master, when you touched her, did anything happen? Oh, Disco said, looking slightly embarrassed. Yes. Jolt of electricity. Oh, then it's true. Ray gasped. You mean... He's... Agile uttered. Yes, Twilight nodded. Our master's found his mate. I have. Disco said in astonishment as the words finally sank in. I found my mate. I found my mate. He smiled with a sigh. I found my mate. Oh, that's wonderful. Very excitedly. I can't wait to meet him, master. Yay, we're gonna get a new friend. Piggy